Welcome back to GameVault HQ, where we dive into the depths of the latest indie titles to find those hidden gems you might have missed. Today, we're talking about Void Stranger, a game that at first glance might seem like another retro-inspired puzzler, but it quickly reveals itself to be something much more profound, mysterious, and challenging. Trust me, this is one void you'll want to explore, if you have the patience. When you first boot up Void Stranger, you're greeted with a minimalist, monochrome aesthetic reminiscent of old Game Boy titles. It feels like a simple Sokoban-style puzzle game: move blocks, avoid traps, and progress through levels. However, within the first few hours, it becomes clear that this game is playing with much more than just its visuals. It's a game that slowly peels back layers, revealing a labyrinthine structure of puzzles, story elements, and meta-narratives that will keep you hooked if you're willing to dig deep. Void Stranger begins with straightforward puzzle mechanics: move blocks, collect keys, and avoid obstacles. But as you progress, the game introduces new elements that complicate these simple tasks, often forcing you to rethink everything you've learned. The game's difficulty ramps up significantly, with puzzles becoming not just exercises in logic, but in patience and perseverance. There's no hand-holding here, no undo button, and each mistake can set you back significantly. Every few levels, the game shifts the rules or throws a new mechanic your way, keeping the experience fresh but also increasingly challenging. This design choice adds layers of complexity and turns the game into a cerebral marathon. The game's puzzles, often devious and obtuse, demand your full attention and willingness to experiment. What might seem like an innocuous game quickly morphs into something far more sinister, echoing the subversive tendencies of classics like Undertale. One of the most fascinating aspects of Void Stranger is its narrative. While the game starts with very little context, you quickly realize that the story is as much a puzzle as the gameplay. The protagonist, Gray, delves deeper into a mysterious void, and the narrative unfolds through cryptic hints, environmental storytelling, and a few sparse interactions. The game plays with themes of memory, identity, and reality, often leaving the player questioning what is real within its world. The storytelling here is non-linear and fragmented, with multiple endings that depend on the player's actions and how deeply they explore the game's many secrets. It's the kind of game that invites multiple playthroughs, each time offering new insights or leading to entirely different conclusions. Void Stranger's visual style is a homage to retro gaming, but it uses this aesthetic to its advantage, creating a haunting atmosphere that complements the game's themes. The monochrome palette isn't just a stylistic choice, it's integral to the game's identity, making the moments when the game does break this visual mold even more impactful. The soundtrack, too, deserves special mention. It's a mix of eerie, minimalist compositions that enhance the feeling of isolation and mystery as you descend deeper into the void. It's not background music, it's an integral part of the experience, one that amplifies the tension and keeps you on edge as you navigate the increasingly surreal levels. Void Stranger isn't just a game, it's an experience, one that will challenge your perceptions of what a puzzle game can be. It's tough, sometimes brutally so, and its obtuseness might turn some players away. But for those who enjoy unraveling mysteries, piecing together fragmented narratives, and conquering challenging puzzles, it's a must-play. The game does have its downsides, primarily its steep difficulty curve and sometimes overly cryptic nature, which can be frustrating. However, for players willing to invest the time and effort, the rewards are immense. The satisfaction of solving its toughest puzzles or uncovering one of its many secrets is unparalleled. We give Void Stranger a solid 9 out of 10. Void Stranger is a triumph in game design, a puzzle game that constantly surprises and challenges the player in ways few others do. It's not for everyone, but if you're up for a mental challenge and a narrative that keeps you guessing, dive into the void. You won't regret it. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more deep dives into the latest indie games, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to GameVault HQ. Let us know in the comments what game you want us to explore next. And remember, the void is waiting. Are you ready to face it?